Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
bye-bye.
Okay, hello everybody. Yeah, this is Saurabh here from NORQUEST College. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please, if you can say yes. Okay, I'll wait for somebody to say yes, just to be sure that I am live. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I think somebody has said yes. So I think it looks like that I am live. So again, thank you on this YouTube channel to join us for this live session. Again, this is Saurabh here from NORQUEST College. And again, I'll give a quick introduction about our college, our programs, and then we'll go through the questions that we have. And we have already a lot of questions in the chat box, so that's great. So I'm going to come and address all the questions that you have, but I'll give you a quick introduction about the college, the programs and all that, so you have a little bit idea. So again, NORQUEST College is a public community college. So we are located in the city of Edmonton. So Edmonton is the capital city of the province of Alberta, and Alberta is one of the western provinces in Canada. On one side, it's British Columbia. The other side, it's Saskatchewan. So we are between those two provinces. Again, NORQUEST College has roughly around 19,000 students who study with us. And we have around 1,700 international students out of those. And they come from around 30 different countries. So we have very lot of diversity within an international student body. And also within our domestic student body, 57% of our students are born outside of Canada. So which means that we have a lot of students which are immigrants, even in our domestic student population. So that brings a lot of diversity on our campus. So because of that, we have a lot of languages which are spoken on our campus. We have more than 100, it's around 117 languages which are spoken on campus. And then there is, students from 119 countries who are studying with us. So that brings a lot of diversity. So you'll not be just studying with another Indian student or just maybe a mainstream white Canadian, but you'll be studying with so many variety of cultures. So that's, I think, very enriching when we are looking for that holistic international experience that you're exposed to all the cultures. Also, some of the things about Alberta I want to mention. Because when you're choosing an institution, you're choosing the province, excuse me, first, then you're choosing the city, and then you're choosing the institution. So Alberta is one of the destinations which has a lot to offer to the international students. And I think some of the things of the highlight is that the Alberta is the third largest economy in Canada. They have a lot of jobs here. It's a vibrant community. It is the most growing economy. It's the fastest growing economy within Canada, and it's one of the richest province in Canada. And one of the things that reflects we're the richest province in any place, how you can judge whether the province is rich or area is rich, is if that province is have a less tax system. So we have the least amount of taxes within Canada, and the only reason why we have the liberty of less taxes is because we are a rich province, and we don't rely just on taxes for revenue generation. So we have only GST tax in Alberta, which is the provincial, the federal tax. We don't have the provincial tax here. So our tax system is only 5%, which is as compared to British Columbia and Ontario, which are around 13 to 14% tax. So because of that, things are cheaper in Alberta. So a lot of time people come to Alberta just for shopping because they are looking to pay less taxes. So things are cheaper here. So that's a big advantage for students. Things are cheaper here, so cost of living is less. And the other benefit is that the minimum wage is the highest in Alberta. So you earn the highest minimum wage in Canada, which is $15 an hour. So you have the best of the both worlds. You're earning the highest salary and you're paying the less taxes. So that's a good thing and a very good. And that's why the income levels in Alberta of Albertans are higher than other provinces. If you go and look at the Workopolis website and they compare those different provinces, the income levels, and you'll see province of Alberta stands out with the highest income for, I would say, the average income for people here in Alberta. So the other things I want to mention is that the other factors that attracts Alberta is we have a very good attractive immigration nominee program, which is called Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, and I'll discuss later on about that. Also, some of the things that to keep in mind when you're choosing a city is is it a big city? It's a small city. Can I get part-time jobs or not? So I think that's something in everybody's mind. So just to mention that there are 6 cities in Canada which have more than 1 million population, and Edmonton is one of those. And Edmonton is the fifth largest city in the 1 million city group. And another good thing about Edmonton is it's the most affordable city among those 6 major cities. So again, those cities are, most of you may know, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and Ottawa. So those are the 6 big cities, and we are the most affordable among those big cities. And again, that is very, very important because the cost of living is a big factor when we're choosing a destination as well. Now, coming to the institution, why to choose a NORQUEST College? So I think the NORQUEST College, the biggest commitment that NORQUEST College has with its learners, whether you're international student or domestic, is that NORQUEST College is going to offer in-demand programs, because a lot of students have that concern when they're going to a post-secondary institution. Am I going into in-demand program? Is my program is in demand? Yes, your program is in demand. If we are offering it, it's in demand. And we already done that research. We work very closely with the Ministry of Labor, and also we work with a lot of stakeholders in the our employer sector within the Edmonton area. And then we already done that homework for you, so you don't have to worry, because we do offer in-demand programs. And again, we follow very closely our labor market. So I'm going to mention few industry sectors which are key when you're looking for job in Alberta, because that's a key thing. Like when a student is looking for a job, they always ask which are the industry sectors where there are most of the jobs in a province. So the most of the jobs, I would only mention the top 6 to 7 industry sector. So the biggest sector of the jobs in Alberta is retail trade, so which is mainly shopping. And again, retail trade is still is in more demand because of COVID, because it's deemed as essential services. So any I would say field or profession which is deemed as essential services, even in spite of these extraordinary times, these are the professions which are not impacted even with the COVID situation. So retail trade is one of them. I'll not say the whole of retail trade, but a lot of retail trade is not impacted. Because those are deemed as essential services, like grocery stores, many other stores and shopping centers, which are open in spite of this COVID situation. I know in India it's a total lockdown. Here in Canada, we don't have a total lockdown. We have a partial lockdown. So those things are open. So because of that, I think even it's feeling more demand right now, because people think even in this ordinary time, these things or these businesses are open. So I'm less immune to losing a job if I go in this particular sector. So that's the biggest sector. The second biggest sector, which has become very, very prominent now, is health and social assistance. So as we all know, right now our heroes worldwide are health service providers. So that's a big, big sector in Alberta. And we have a big employer called Alberta Health Services, which is the biggest employer in that particular sector. And they make that sector very huge. So we offer a lot of variety of programs in health and community studies. Also, we do have, I would say the other industry sectors that we do, I would say offer, and then programs as well, is the sector of technical and scientific services, in which one of our programs fall, which is environmental protection technology. And in the future, we're going to offer some programs in information technology we don't currently have. And that's going to fall in that scientific and technical services sector as well. And then, of course, after that, the fourth sector comes is educational services, in which we do have a lot of programs, and we're going to talk about it later on. And then afterward comes a sector which is called the sector of the accommodation and food services, which is mainly hospitality and that hotel industries. It has been a little bit impacted because of this COVID, because a lot of this hospitality sector has been impacted. But overall, I think there has been a lot of demand, I would say, in that particular sector. Also, the other things, other sector below that is finance, also real estate and leasing, which is another sector which is growing within Alberta as well. Because Alberta, the I would say the prices of real estate are very affordable as compared to many other provinces. So a lot of people are buying houses in Alberta because of the affordability. So I think that is one of the other things. So the that's about the sector. So I think we have done that homework for you. So we have offer program which aligns with those industry sectors. So that is, I think, one of the things that why you should choose the Norquest College. The other is all our programs give you opportunity to gain some Canadian experience, because a lot of time student ask me a question. Well, after completing my education, can I get a job? And I usually ask them a counter question: does your program has a practicum component in it? And if they say yes, then is I my answer is usually yes. You have a very high chance of getting a job employment, because that is one of the single largest reason that we have found is that increases the employability. Because we breathe and live in employability rates, because that's where the college focus. We focus on jobs, jobs, and jobs. So there's a big saying that a college of focus on three things: jobs, jobs, and jobs. So I think that's what we focus on, and the practicum are a big component of that. So our employability rate, which is our main focus, as I mentioned before, is roughly around 92% right now. And that's a huge, I would say, encouragement for students who are looking to join and study with us. Also, the other things that just to keep in mind, when you're choosing us, is that we also have a very small classroom size. You'll get a lot of personal attention. We have excellent services and support. I'll not go into detail because of the time limitation right now, but we have excellent support. There are a lot of services that we offer for free. We have free tutoring services. So, for example, if you go to your class and you say, I can't understand my teacher, I need a private tutor outside the classroom, yes, you can get it. That is possible in Norquest College. And then also there is many other services like free immigration advising, pickup services, and all that. So there are a lot of support that we provide to students. And also we have scholarship programs. And again, our scholarship programs are academic based. So we always tell students when they come to study with us that please focus on your studies. We do understand you have to work part-time 20 hours a week while you're studying, but focus on your study. If you get good marks, 85% or more, you can qualify to get $2,000 to $3,000 scholarship, which is way more than what you're going to earn while working part-time. So that's another thing that you need to focus is the scholarship, and that is beneficial for you. I'll come to some of the admission questions that a lot of people have in mind. Just overall, I'll go through it. So we have two admission, I would say, set of criterias. One is the admission criteria for 1-year certificate and 2-year diploma. We are mainly looking at high school marks when we are looking for the entry-level certificate and diploma. Even if you have done a bachelor's degree or a master's, we still look at high school marks. And in that, we are looking, what we do is course-based admission. So we look at individual courses. We are not looking at overall percentage. So sometimes students ask, I have overall 60% in grade 12, overall 60% bachelor's degree. We don't look at overall. We look at individual marks. So in high school level, we look at English, maths, biology, then chemistry. And then those are the core courses that we are looking at. And this is the main courses that we are mostly concerned about. And our range of percentage we're looking is between 50 to 75%. And then we don't look at your bachelor's and your master's when we're looking for admission in entry-level certificate and your master's. But again, in some cases, if a student is from a state board, we do look at their bachelor's degree to see if they've done an English course in their bachelor's degree. Now, coming to post-diploma and post-baccalaureate, we look at only your bachelor's degree and diploma. We don't look at your high school marks, and we are not looking at any percentage in your diploma or bachelor's. As long as you have passed your bachelor's or diploma, that's pretty much it. And then again, for a lot of our business programs, like business administration, accounting technician, administrative professional, and even healthcare aid program, which is a program in a health program, we offer our IELTS requirement is IELTS 6 with no band less than 5.5. Right now, we are accepting Duolingo as well. So if somebody has taken a Duolingo exam and they have 105 score, yes, we'll accept that as well, instead of IELTS 6 with no band less than 5.5. We don't accept PTE, unfortunately, so that's one of the tests that we don't accept, but we do accept IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo. Then for our lot of our health studies, community studies program like healthcare aid, then mental health, addiction recovery, and also programs like interdisciplinary therapy, pharmacy technician, therapeutic recreation, community support worker, social worker, early learning and child care, child and youth care, and criminal justice and settlement studies, all those programs, and even environmental protection technology, we need an IELTS score of 6.5 with no band less than 6, or we can accept a Duolingo score of 150. I think that is the requirement for that. And also, when we are looking for admission, we don't look into the gaps. So any number of years of gaps is acceptable. We don't look at backlog, so that's not an issue at all. So that is not a concern from the admission perspective. The last thing I want to mention before I get into the questions is the opportunity in Alberta. So there are a lot of job prospects. As I mentioned, Alberta is the third largest economy in Canada. So there are a lot of job opportunities in Alberta. As I mentioned, it's the growing economy, is the fastest growing economy within the Canadian provinces. So it's the leading in that. And also, if your plans is to settle in Canada, I think Alberta has a very good immigration nominee program. We have two streams: Alberta Opportunity Stream and also the Alberta Express Entry. So in Alberta Opportunity Stream, we do have a program in which if a student does any of our diploma, post-diploma, and post-baccalaureate program, they only need to work 6 months in their field of study, and then they can apply for the immigration. So which is a very fast track process. And also we do have some paid internship within our program like business administration and environmental protection. So those paid internship of 4 months or 8 months will be counted towards those 6 months experience, so which is a great thing. You can accumulate those experience within while you're doing a program with us, and then even that speeds up your process of immigration. Also, we have Express Entry, which is our federal system, and the opportunity within Alberta is that you need less points. If you are in Alberta, you have gained 1 year Alberta experience. And then, of course, you mentioned that you want to live in Alberta when you're applying for your Express Entry. Yes, you may need only 300 to 400 points between that range. But right now, the score, if you're in some other province like BC or Ontario, you may be needing maybe the threshold of 460. But again, we need only 300 to 400 points. So that is the other benefit as well. Okay, so that's a little bit about the institution and what the Alberta has to offer. I'm going to jump into question because I see there is a fury of questions that is coming, so which is great. Thank you for sending your questions. We really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us also during this session in this even difficult times and lockdown in India. So I have question. I have done BCA in 2019 with 63%. I have overall 6 with 5.5 in speaking. Can I get offer from NORQUEST College? Yes, the answer is yes, you can get it. So student who have done BCA, we don't have any computer program. I'll be honest, we don't have any right now computer programs that we offer. So the programs that you can get admission with IELTS 6 with no band less than 5.5 are limited to business administration diploma. And again, this is an open field program, which means we get students from all different backgrounds who are coming to that. And the main reason they're coming is because they want to study business. They want to specialize into one field because we do have specialization in our business. And also they're looking to gain some valuable experience through our paid internship options within that program. So I think that will be a good program with your background if you're interested in business. Okay. Also, hello. Okay. I'm just reading that. A question. Okay, maybe that's not for me. Study online. Yeah, I think that probably question is mainly for Landmark, so I'll skip that because they're asking the Landmark team that question. So that's not for me. Okay, so the next question is, hello sir, I've completed +2 in 2018 in art stream with 85% marks. My IELTS is 6 5.5, writing this, speaking 5.5. Can I be eligible? Yes, you can be eligible. So for art stream students, with the score that you have 6.5 with no band less than 5.5, we have program like administrative professional, which is again a 1 year program that we have. It's a 1 year certificate that you can definitely apply. We also have a healthcare aid. I know it's a program in medical stream in health studies, but even students with art stream can go into it as long as you have an English that you have studied in your high school. So those are the two options with us based on your IELTS score that you can go for, because there are other programs in health in which we need IELTS 6.5 with no band less than 6. So that will not be unfortunately possible because you have one band in 5.5. Okay, so Sunny is asking, can you send me, suggest some program related to healthcare with eligibility criteria? Okay, so some of the health programs. So I would say I'll start with entry level certificate, 2 year diploma, and some post diploma program. So first I'll talk about entry level certificate. So we have the entry level certificate in healthcare aid, as I mentioned before. So in that program, what we're looking is your high school English marks, and we are looking for at least 55% if you have overall in that English marks, and then you can be eligible. We need an IELTS score of 6 with no band less than 5.5. And unfortunately, in healthcare aid, we could not accept your lingo because that program is a provincial curriculum, and for that, the province of Alberta needs an IELTS. They cannot accept your lingo, so you need to have an IELTS for that. Then in the diploma side, we have practical nursing, we have chiropractic recreation, we have interdisciplinary therapy, we have pharmacy technician. So out of that, there are two programs, chiropractic recreation and interdisciplinary therapy. We need English and biology. So medical students can apply for that program, whereas students like pharmacy technician and licensed practice nurse, students need to have biology and maths both, which could be a difficult thing because some students in India don't take biology and maths both and they choose one, medical or non-medical. So there could be challenges, but yes, you can do our online academic upgrading course with us, which means you can do a high school maths or biology course which you are missing with us online while sitting in India, and then you can meet the requirement and apply. Okay, based on that. And again, we are looking with individual scores in those courses. We are looking at anywhere between, for health programs, we're looking anywhere between 65 to 75% marks. And again, this is a Canadian 65 to 75, which equates to between 60 to 70% Indian marks that we are looking for those. So then for post-diploma, we have program like mental health recovery, addiction recovery. So students need to have a diploma and or a degree in health background or community study background, like degree in psychology, sociology. So that will be the criteria, if you're looking for that. Okay. So the next question is 12 pass out in 2019 with 66% medical, IELTS score 6, and then 5.5 in 2 modules. Yes, so I think the background with that can apply for our healthcare aid program. So that is the only program in medical field with we can accept 6 with no band less 5.5. Okay. And yes, you can definitely apply. We are offering that program in September. We are offering that program in January, and we also offer that program in spring as well. Okay, the next question is, I'm past my secondary with non-medical and my percentage is 50%. I've got 5.5 in each band. Okay, can I apply for US visa? Okay, so I probably you're asking US, so I'll skip that. No, I'm only talking about Canadian visa. I'm not talking about US visa here. So he has posted a lot of times his question. Yes, but in with that percentage, you can definitely apply to us, and with the non-medical stream with 5.5 in 2 bands, you can apply to our business programs. So business administration, administrative professional, or accounting technician, those are the programs you can definitely apply with even 5.5. Okay, and then after graduation, what is a band requirement? So I think it depends. Our band requirement is based on the program, not on what is your background. So as I mentioned before, for our business programs, it's IELTS 6 with no band less than 5.5. Duolingo is 105. And then for our health community studies programs and teaching English as additional language, those kind of programs, we need IELTS 6.5 with no band less than 5.5. Okay. Um, okay. I don't see, I think, a lot of the after BCom band requirements. So I think after BCom, the only option we have here is a business administration diploma. And for that, the band requirement is IELTS 6 with no band less than 5.5. Okay. So another question is, I have completed BTech electrical and 2014 until then 2000 government exam. I gave IELTS score 6.5, and then that person has one band 5.5. Can I get visa with my BTech? Okay, for visa, probably the Landmark team can answer you. With that background, again, anytime you get IELTS 5.5, it limits a little bit your options. So I think then your options are only limited for the business program with us. But if you had a 6.5 with no band less than 6, then I would have recommended you environmental protection technology with a BTech background. But again, if you have IELTS 5.5, then it limits you to only business administration, and that will be the best option with among us with your background. Okay. I don't see any other question here. I'm going to wait for one more minute if there's any more question coming. And again, just to let you know about the processing time right now. So the processing time that we have right now is only 1 week. So if anybody who applies for an offer letter, once you submit an online application, and then afterwards you submit your documents, and we can give you admission based on your scanned documents, and it will take 1 week to get an offer letter. And after that, we will ask you to send your official documents afterwards once you got an offer letter. So the whole processing is taking only 1 week. Okay, just want to highlight that. And it has not been disrupted even because of the COVID situation right now, so nothing has been affected. Okay, so the other question is, after graduation, can we go for UG undergraduate diploma or have to select PG? See, from the admission point of view, I don't think you have to go only for PG. As I mentioned before, for our diploma programs, in my diploma programs in business and others, I have more than 70% students who have bachelors, and there are only 30% students who have high school. And maybe the reason is because we offer a lot of specialized diploma, and I think that's maybe one of the reason for that. So the question is, healthcare aid, is it a 2-year program? No, it's a 1-year program. And again, if a student is opting for a 1-year program, so we have two choices that you can do a 1-year program, and after that you can get a 1-year work permit, or you can do 2 1-year programs, and then based on that you can get either a 2-year or a 3-year work permit. So I think that will be probably yes. So for visa already approved, is May intake scheduled to be available online or automatically be deferred to September? So what we are doing is we are giving option to students. So it's up to the student to decide. So if a student has a visa with us, or even if they have a visa and they want to apply for a spring intake with us, because we are offering 2 programs in spring intake, and the applications are even open right now. Those are early learning and childcare diploma and healthcare aid certificate. So those are the 2 programs we are offering. And if a student has a study visa already approved, yes, they can apply. So the student have 2 options. If they have already applied and got admission with us, is that they can either start studying online. But if they think that is not possible, then yes, they can definitely ask for deferral to September, and there will be no penalty. We will move all their application fee, deposit, and fee to the next term, and they'll not lose any money. So everything is fine in that sense. I think I have not seen any more questions coming. So okay, so I think that probably maybe brings us to the end of this, because I don't see any more questions coming. So again, I want to thank Landmark team for giving me this opportunity to talk to the students. Thank you very much. And again, Landmark are very valuable partners, and they've been working with us. So yeah, if you have any question regarding the programs, the admission requirements, so their counselors know very well about Norquest College. So please connect with their team and they can guide you more about that. Um, okay, there's another question that have come up. So I'm tempted to answer that before I leave. So otherwise, I'll consider that as a route that I left without answering it. So I think somebody's asking, is lockdown period will consider as a gap? So yeah, we don't look into, so gap is not an issue with us for admission. So we don't even look into that. So that's not an issue. So whether it's a lockdown period or not, gap is not an issue when you're applying for admission. Then the other question is, I've done grade 12 in 2019 commerce CBSE, scored 54% marks. So I think we are not looking at overall percentage. So what we will look at, I'll give you the admission requirement for business based on commerce background. As long as you have 45% in English, 45% in your business courses like accountancy, business studies, organization, behavior, those kind of subjects. If you have 45% or above, yes, you're eligible to apply. And then, of course, if you have overall 6 with no band less than 5.5, even in one module, 2 modules, doesn't matter. As long as you have overall 6 and there is no band less than 5.5, you're eligible to apply for business administration. This program, we offer business administration in September 2020 and January 2021, and the applications are open for both the terms. Okay. So yeah, so I think I've taken the last question. So again, thank you, Landmark team, for arranging this session. Thank you very much. And again, thank you very much for joining us even during this lockdown time. So again, I hope you're all staying safe and maintaining social distancing. And in these difficult times, please stay safe. Okay, take care. Bye from Norquest College.